This is a story about the Monterey surf team, a group of guys that would never grow old. We're taking a trip down memory lane. The first stop is going to be to the Zam residence, where Kenny and Alan Zam lived along with their sister Ricky. We're going back to Santa Rosa Way, where most of the guys lived on this road. First stop, Eddie Pitt's household, where Phil and Eddie Pitts grew up. This is where surfing began. This is where music began. Here's a photo that we all remember, looking back towards Kenny's house, probably about 1970. My brother Phil and Bob Lees, they were really big in the music business back then. Next stop, we're moving on down. We're going to take a short stop at Thing Foster's house. Glenn Thing Foster, right there. He was also in the music business with Mike Todd and my brother Phil. Harold Hammond Crumb's household, right here. Harold Hammond Crumb IV. This photo, my second board, a Challenger Micro, and the Black Valiant in the background that just took us everywhere. Next stop, we're heading to David Hicks's house. Man, some stuff went down in this house. We'll never forget. This was the beginning of the shortboard revolution. I got David's longboard and he got a new board, a Rick V-bottom, which was a really cool end thing to do, is get a V-bottom in about 1968. Mike Todd's house. Boy, there was some parties there when his parents went out of town. And this was the first 1970 twin fin era. We're all standing in front of Mike's front yard. Next stop, Penland Manor. This is where all things began. Shay and Perry were just brought a lot of stuff to us and opened our eyes. Their home was open to all of us. We could come in and play pool just any time of the day we wanted to and stay as long as we wanted. And we'll never forget the great times we had at the Penland household. And there's Perry with a board. I think he got that on loan from the Surfboard Revolution, the Fat Albert. It was a really short, fat board. This is the hill that skateboarding began on, as far as we knew anyway. Probably in the mid-60s, people came here and skateboarded down this hill like crazy. And we're going down the backside of the hill and going over towards the Arlington boat ramp, where we also had a lot of great times water skiing in the rivers around the area. And that was special thanks to the Hickses, who always let us take their boat out. And to the left, the woods over there, that's where David and I had an underground fort where we would hide beer in there and drink beer and think we were really cool. And now we're down at the bottom of the hill. Over to the right, the Buffkins lived, and they had something kind of cool. They had an underground bomb shelter on the bluff, on the river bluff. And look at this photo here. Shay, Penland, Hal, Robert. That is a classic photo of everybody. The only guys that didn't live on the beaten path were Kenny and Robert. Kenny lived pretty much on the beaten path, but Robert lived about, I don't know, 3 minutes away on your bike. It really wasn't far at all, but maybe it was 500 yards. But they had a really cool house, a split level house that was really, really kind of cool. A lot of the homes in Monterey were like that. So here we are looking at the Kaysen household. Dave and Robert Kaysen lived there. We're going to come back to Playaway and go to the street that leads into the neighborhood off of University Boulevard, which was a really nice place to live back in the day before it went, downhill, as they say. But we're going to look at the school which still exists that we all went to. It's Arlington Elementary. And Jean Orth actually says her dad went to this school in 1924. I think she told us that anyway. So we hope everybody's doing good, and we hope you enjoy our little trip down memory lane. So everybody take care and peace out.